Welcome to another episode, everyone, as we continue to follow the fallout behind Munchie B's statements. This blood member viciously attacks Munchie B and says that he's the cause of Poetic Flaco exposing the alleged killer of Draco the Ruler. In fact, he says that Munchie B is no longer a blood. He is no longer a part of the B team. Not only that, he goes on to say that Munchie B is a nobody from Inglewood family blood, that he has a history of doing, well, nothing. He also takes up for Poetic Flaco. It says that Poetic Flaco did nothing wrong because he is a civilian and he just is doing what he's supposed to do. Oh, this is really what we would call nasty work. Let's get into it. This, of course, is Snoopy Badass.
And we should say the dirty South. It's a whole bunch. I mean, that's a big topic. But man, before we get into that, man, I gotta ask you about this situation that's going on right now that's really breaking headlines with this Draco the Ruler case being kind of cracked online. So there's a blogger, and you know him by the name of Poetic Flaco, man. Very successful.
It's my very, whatever. He ain't my gangster, but that's the homie, because you know he not a gangster.
Yeah.
That's my gangster. There's a video going around, Poetic Flaco. He said, shout out Poetic Flaco. That's my gangster. But Poetic Flaco just did a video exposing the alleged killer of Draco the Ruler, in which he named a blood as the culprit. So how is this your gangster? Even if you feel like Poetic Flaco did nothing wrong because he is a civilian, you cannot necessarily feel that way if you are a blood, because he's saying this about a blood member. Apparently, the Bloods have been threatening Poetic Flaco, but not Snoopy Badass. He says that Poetic Flaco is his gangster. All right.
Yeah. So I get what you mean. And Flaco is one of these guys who's kind of a key figure out here in breaking news and delivering on social media. So he dropped a video. Well, first he dropped a prelude and let everybody know that he was dropping a video that was going to expose the person who took Draco the Ruler's life. That already started a whole firestorm of people trying to correct things and started conversations behind the scenes. And then he drops it and people are shocked because he's naming names. It's a lot going on. Now, Snoopy Badass, what is your reaction to what is going on with this whole Draco the Ruler situation?
Flaco is a civilian. Flaco don't gangbangs. Flaco ain't never, you know what I'm saying, gave no oath to this blood or description or just street stuff, period, right? So, you know, he's just doing what he's supposed to do. That he's a content creator. He's a law-abiding citizen, homie. You know what I'm saying? We can't really blame Flaco for any of that. Cause you know, Flaco been on the internet for years, homie, saying that he's a rat and he would tell and he's a snitch. He been saying this. He didn't just start saying this. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we got to hold people like the Peanut Butter Man, Munchie Buster ass. We got to hold him accountable because this is what he do. He sit around and he gossip and he take the credit for things that he don't have nothing to do, that he don't have anything to do with. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was wrong. That's why I don't consider him a blood no more. He ain't B team no more. He ain't the mayor of Inglewood. I know some real Inglewood families. Shout out Lil Red Eyes and shout out Popeye. You know what I'm saying? Oh, and my nigga Big Pep that was in the pen with from IFG. Like, I with some real Inglewood families, homie. And Munchie B is not a real Inglewood family. He's always like, okay, like the same thing, like how he ran his mouth to Flaco, right? Bro, this is all he do. Like, for instance, He be on the internet claiming these bodies, which we all know he ain't got no bodies. He ain't never put in work. He's been a buster from Inglewood family all his life. Feel me? But what he does is he likes to insert himself into things that don't have nothing to do with him to try to get the reputation of it. Whether it's some honeys that got knocked down, some 40s got knocked down. He always trying to take the credit for things that he didn't do. And to prove that, just how he dealt with Flaco. Like, you sat back, you laughed and talked about Jaco the Ruler Killer to Flaco, like you were just in on it, like you sent like you some kind of mob boss, my nigga, when your didn't do nothing. All you did was give Flaco intel to get on this internet and expose the niggas around you, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, you can't really blame Flaco for that, because he is who he is. How you gonna be mad at a snake if you try to pick it up and it bites you? Nigga, you knew it was a snake before you put your hand down there to try to pick it up. So, this just showing us who Munchie is. He talks too much. He runs his mouth. He try to take the credit for things that he had nothing to do with. He ain't got no bodies. The bodies he is claiming came from older IFG members that's dead in jail or just don't care about his life anymore, don't want to be brought up. They happy he claiming it because they don't want to get mixed up in that. Munchie is just that talk too much, bro. You know what I'm saying? He the type of person that'll dirty Mac you to try to, and I'll be the first one to tell everybody, right? Any man that'll dirty Mac you to try to will tell for his freedom, homie. Spot a snitch. That's how you spot a nigga that will potentially snitch or a nigga that is a snitch. Pay attention. Any that smut up, talking down on to snitches, my nigga, that will tell on you, bro, for his freedom, homie.
Snoopy, you nailed it with that, because I've always peeped that in people. It never amazed me when you hear foul stuff about anybody who will dirty Mac you. You know what I'm saying? Anybody who will pillow talk behind your back or try to dirty Mac you or try to sneak diss you. But
I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments so far. He said anyone who would dirty Mac you to a female, meaning talk behind your back to a female, will also snitch for his freedom. Someone said that Munchie B got topped off. Got some Vanessa Del Rio from Snoopy Badass's baby mama, and that's why he made this comment. That's why he's upset. I don't know that to be the case. But, and what he said about Poetic Flaco, that he's a civilian and that no one can be upset with him. As I said earlier, people were saying that everyone's upset with Poetic Flaco, but that, again, Trap Lord Ross and whomever else does the same sort of content, Adam 22, and that no one is really attacking those individuals in the way that they are attacking and threatening Poetic Flaco. Why is this is the question that is being posed. I will say, I suppose, not to get too deep into it, I'm just trying to stay neutral, that there is a difference between being a victim of a murder or an attempted murder and assault and telling the police. If you're a gang member, you can't do that anyway. But I'm saying a civilian, that's not necessarily snitching. Or even, let's say you witness a murder, right in front of your house. You live in a ghetto, somebody kills somebody close by, you see it. Police come knocking on your door. Did you see what happened? Yeah. That's different, still snitching, but that's different than no one has asked you anything, you haven't seen anything, and you just make a video about who the killer was, about a situation way over here that you had nothing to do with. You were not a witness to it. You were not a victim of it. You have no personal involvement, such as Draco the Ruler being your cousin, friend, brother, uncle, daddy. Nothing. You don't know the man, have never met the man. You don't know the alleged killer. You just make a video exposing this individual who allegedly did this, but the police haven't even exposed it. But again, I don't know. People make those kind of videos, man. I guess Flaco is not the only one, but we'll see. He is in some sort of hot water over it. There's just fallout, period, as we can see. Munchie B, he's taking up for Flaco, as we see. But not so much for Munchie B. The fallout continues for him, even though this is Snoopy Badass, who does not have the best reputations either, from my understanding, at least in L.A. Supposedly he got on the stand. I guess he admitted that. But that he didn't say that he snitched, but that he got on the stand to help an individual or something. I don't know, man. Yeah.
Man would do that to you for a 5-minute. What you think he'd do for his life, to get out of a life sentence, bro?
Exactly. Yeah.
Man, so all these dudes, like all them dudes that hover around, old girl that say she's my baby mama, but I don't claim her. All the dudes that hover around her are all potential snitches and rats, because they willing to hate on another, smut another, lie on another, just to try to get at her draws. So what would a person do for their freedom, bro?
Yeah, that's kind of a sad way to go about trying to make it.
Yep. There we go. I called it. It is personal. It's personal. He just said it. All these dudes hanging around my baby mama, they're saying do anything, smut me up, try to get in her drawers. What they got to say about you to get in her drawers? If they already hanging around her, they probably already up in them drawers. They ain't got to say nothing about you that she doesn't already know. She already has her own opinion about you. She already has heard every rumor about you or whatever. I mean, she knows your history more than they do. You have a kid with her. What do they have to say? Oh, he all bad. He's supposed to snitch. She already knows this. I don't know what kind of dirty macking they will have to do to her, exposing you that she doesn't already know. But I don't know. I don't know. What do I know? But I do know that he feels a certain kind of way about that. This is personal. Somebody trying to bend her over. It's all making sense now.
Connection with a lady. You know what I'm saying?
Look, at some people don't have no game, Woody. They don't have gout. The only thing they do got is to walk up and talk about what they know she already don't like. You get it? That's how they spark conversation. And if a naive, she gonna go with that. You know what I'm saying? But
I heard it. I get it.
But when it comes to the Munchie B and Flaco didn't do nothing wrong but be a civilian. I mean, that's why they say civilians and people that don't gangbang shouldn't be in gang business, bro. That's why, back in the days when hoods had meetings, wasn't no outsiders or from other hoods or just somebody that's not from the city. You can't even be here to be a part of this meeting. Now everybody invited to these dudes' hoods day. Everybody. They meetings. They got all kind of straggler females linkering around that 2 months from now, she gonna be with the ops telling them everything. You get what? This is why an outsider should not be in gang business, bro, because then if they know too much, they can go tell and they don't have to suffer no consequences of it because they not from the streets. We can't blame nobody but Munchie B.
Man, I'm glad you said that, because there was also, like you mentioned, there was also a clip of Munchie B talking about passing a bottle to someone allegedly tied to the situation.
And hell, it's about it. It is. Yes. He said he's passing the bottle to somebody. And the cold thing about it, the two people that he said that to ain't got nothing to do with the situation. Matter of fact, he said that on Clubhouse to 2 non-affiliates. The boy on gangbang, he from Ontario. Jay Lease is squared. That's just riding whoever got a platform. Bro, he didn't even have no business saying that to them. You got one who's a square that's not a gangbanger. Then you got a female who's just looking for somebody to ride them for their platform, and you gonna say that to them. But I'll be the first one to tell you, Munchie B only said that. Munchie B only said that because the little hood rat was on the phone. If she wasn't on the phone, he would have never said it. If there was,
That makes sense.
let me grab this. If she wasn't on the phone, he wouldn't have said it because that's how Munchie B is. He lies and fronts and talk like he tough around these bro. He one of them top niggas, bro. A snitch, potential snitch, everything. He fits the whole criteria. Like if it was just me and Creep on the phone or whacking Creep or Creep or somebody else or just Creep, he would have never said that. He said that to try to get to try to impress the little hood rat was on the phone.
Now, Snoopy, that's dangerous because now people are saying that might have brought more attention to the case.
And why she got to be a rat? Why Jaleese got to be a rat? Huh? How you know that? I don't know. But yeah, I mean, sheesh. I didn't know that's who was on the phone because Jaleese and Munchie B been having a beef. He been making content on her, calling her all kind of names. They been beefing. She been talking bad about Munchie B. That he's a fraud and all this. I played some of it. So that's who Munchie B was talking to on the phone, Jaleese. That's crazy.
Do you think people talk too loosely on social media about serious situations?
Man, look it. Yes. They talk about a lot of feel me? They talk about too many serious situations. You know what I'm saying? Like certain it's just not to be talked about on the internet, bro. Like me, yeah, I get up here and say some crazy shit, but I don't give a. I don't like the Hollyyoods, hoods, bro. I don't like the Hollyyoods, bro. If you with them, if you associated with them, my nigga, I don't with you, bro. Them niggas, bro. Them are a crip set in my eyes, bro. So I'm gonna do whatever I want to do to them, bro. And can't nobody tell me shit when it comes to the hula hoops to them niggas on Holly and Merck at South Holly. Can't nobody tell me nothing about them buster from that sandbox, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't like, but I'm saying that to say that just certain shouldn't be on the internet, bro. You know what I'm saying? Especially like, you know, when I get up here and I'm mauling, I don't like, that's different. Or gang I don't like, that's different. But if you're supposed to be cool with these, like Munchie, these that allegedly did this to Draco, whatever, they're supposed to be your boys, bro. So you supposed to hold their safety and their freedom in high regards, my nigga. You wasn't say nothing, bro.
That's great.
Nothing.
This is a crazy situation. Now, like Poetic Flaco recently said he believes he said that he knew who was responsible, and he even named someone, a guy by the name of Frankenstone from BPS. Now, Snoopy, I know this is some crazy territory. Like, we're getting to a territory where we've never been with blogging. I'm gonna be honest.
Flaco did. Listen, bro, I don't know Frankenstein. I ain't heard if he did nothing or not. I can't confirm it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna say this though, homie. If he did do it, and if it is true, then everybody from his hood and him should be on Munchie B ass. Like that's an X out. Like he need to be X out. The blood car is over. He had his run. My nigga's a rap. Like look at homie. The truth is always gonna come to the light, Witty. A nigga can only portray to be something he ain't for so long, bro.
True.
Munchie B is just starting to show everybody who he is. He's a talkative, scary ass. All he got is his mouth to run his mouth. He was a buster before he was blind. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't even hear about no W's or no Munchie B didn't beat up by himself. Every time he did some gangster shit, always been in the crowd, riding other reputations and getting credit for things other did. Like when he'd tell a story, like, yeah, man, yeah, the homie was on I was just walking in the crowd and the landlord hustler shot me. He said that. Oh yeah, me and the homies, we went in the Nipsey shop and raided the shop. He said that. Oh yeah, when I was by myself, Munchie B fully whooped my ass. Like, bro, every time you're by yourself, you take a L, bro. That shows he failed the test as a blood a long time ago. But this so watered down, ain't nobody gonna do nothing to him, bro. Munchie B existence proved this watered down. He done got shot in the eye by his big homies. never retaliated for it. Dead, he's got peanut butter put in his, never retaliated for it. But the Inglewood family is so much of a vicious gang. They gonna stay sliding. They gonna stay put their work, and it's easy for him to blend in the crowd and make it look like he has something to do with it. Munchie B ain't did to nobody, bro.
Now, here's a question, and you touched on the topic there I want to ask you about. Like, there's several sets that are and notorious throughout Los Angeles. Like, you got your
Bigger rappers got it easy, and I'm explaining to you why. Go ahead.
And you got your Eagles. Now, Munchie being from there, do you think that maybe there's some protocol or something? There is some sort of way he probably could have avoided this happening?
It's watered down now. It's so watered down. Certain rules is not being enforced, so the busters is acting like they the general, and they're like, ain't nobody gonna do nothing to me because they know it's watered down. Like, ain't nobody gonna do nothing. It's watered down, bro. You got certain, like, everybody from Inglewood family don't like Munchie B, bro. I know that because I talked to him, bro. You know what I'm saying? So this watered down, bro. He think ain't nobody gonna do nothing to him. You get what I'm saying? And that's what, that's the that I be saying, bro, about this whole game. Like I'm gonna keep it real, homie. If you gotta get put on Rolling 60s, if you gotta get put on Inglewood family, and I'm talking to the out of state niggas, bro. If you gotta get put on any one of these LA gangs to make yourself feel like a gangster, you're not a gangster, bro. Because and that goes for the out of state, and that goes for the from LA. Because a lot of from LA is getting away with, bro. And I'm not talking about literal. I'm just talking about just being busters hiding behind a stamp. These gangs like Rolling 60s, Inglewood family, just all of these gangs in LA got history, bro. They got decades old history that dates back to the 70s and the 60s, bro. And these didn't have nothing to do with the work they put in, the pain they put in, how they got their name spread all across the United States without the internet. You know how much footwork that put in, that took, bro? Even with the Treetop High Rules, bro, with YG, bro. Like, you know how much footwork the OGs and the founders put down to spread that shit, get a reputation. Now we got these bloggers like Munchie B, mark-ass rappers like YG. You feel what I'm saying? Can build a whole career off of the reputation that these built before them.
Yeah, that's great.
Easy. They getting away with. You feel me? And a lot of ain't gonna agree with this, but Compton AV, like, I ain't got no funk with them, but the West Coast is so judgmental. It ain't no way he shouldn't have been exposed yet. He should have been exposed. He ain't a gangbanger. He never slid on. He don't got no ops. He too nice to have ops. He cool with everybody. So why are you talking about sliding on the ops? Who? Me? I'm your aunt? Because when you first came out, when Gang came out, you was claiming Westside Compton and being flamed up. He got songs talking about he AD from Westside Compton with red on because the Bloods was hot at that time. Then he went to non-affiliate. Then Nipsey came out as a Crip, had the Crip popping. He slid up under the Carver Park. Now he from Carver Park. Now he back a non-affiliate or he a Crip again. But ain't nobody calling. He ain't never been to the county, never beat up nobody, never shot at nobody, never been caught up in nothing. He's just a rapper. But do you see niggas exposing him or speaking on him?
Nah, never.
He's probably the biggest buster on the West Coast. And I don't have no problem with AV, but it's the truth. He probably scariest on the West Coast. AV ain't gonna do nothing to nobody. But they letting him.
I don't have no problem with him, but he's the scariest. I don't even know what you're talking about, Compton AV.
Sit on tracks, talk about sliding on the ops. Well, what ops? All this water, and he's riding the Compton stamp that he didn't solidify, that he ain't never put his freedom or life on the line for. That's what all these niggas on the West Coast is doing. Mainly the rappers and the bloggers. They're riding the history of that was before them. That's why I sit here proudly and say this RMF, because guess what? I'm creating the history. I'm happy God put me in the position that I'm in, bro. I love it. I couldn't be in a better position because I'm always gonna be this forever. Cause I ain't did nothing wrong. Just because I was from a weak, soft ass hood that's ran by busters, snitches, and co-defendants. And confidential informants that ain't never, ever, ever been to a level 4 prison.
Oh, so he ain't from that hood no more. He ain't from that hood no more then. That's why I was just wondering, why is he dissing Hollywood? I thought he was from Hollywood. He was just dissing them. Oh, he ain't claiming it no more. What is he claiming it? He say he always gonna be a blood, threw up the B. So he always gonna be that. Okay. From where? Just a blood? This is nasty work, bro. He attacking Munchie B, but I don't know. I'm certainly people are going to have a problem with the messenger. The fact that it's this individual that's saying this, that, you know, right here dishing his own hood, was from different hoods from what people have been saying, got on the stand from what people have been saying, and he said himself. So it's the messenger where people are going to have a problem, I'm sure. Clearly, he has a lot to say. He thinks that Munchie B said too much, that it's all Munchie B's fault, that Poetic Flaco has done nothing wrong, and that it's so watered down now that Munchie B is going to be able to get away with it. Well, yeah, just like you got away with getting on the stand. A lot of you individuals will be thankful that it's watered down, grateful. It's leading to less death, less violence, even though there's still a lot of violence. The fact that it's watered down leads to less violence. And, you know, individuals who are accused of going against the grain, going against everything that they are supposed to stand for, are still able to walk around freely, make content, make money, and everything else, still representing what they went against because it's so watered down. So instead of denigrating the fact that it's watered down now, be thankful, praise God, get on your knees and thank God every night that it's watered down. Because since you individuals are so watered down, if it were not watered down, you'd be cooked.
My nigga, it don't make me all bad. That make the hood all bad. If I was a Southsider, the Hottie Hoods would have been green lighted by whatever organization that governs this blood. Because they in violation on all levels. I don't have to give my red rag up just because they busters. I'm going to do what the G's before me did. And you know what they did with it?
What's that?
They went on and created something else. You got OGs that was from other hoods that moved to a neighborhood and created another hood because they didn't get along with it. They didn't like they was banging with. How you think the Fudge Towns in the Nut Hood started? I forgot which one, but one of the OG nigga was from one of their hoods. Got into it with them, moved across the track and started the other one. That's why I think they both wear brown rags and they be beefing. This shit been happening. Don't call me crazy because you young dumb mother are followers, and it's cool to follow. And if you're not following, you considered a weirdo. Oh, he just claiming some bull. No, I'm a leader, man. I'm a leader, Witty. I'm a leader, bro. I don't have to give my red bandana up because the Holly Hoods is marks and busters and clicked up with the Crips across Alondra. Now this Holly neighborhood. I don't have to give up for them. They need to get up. They clearly want a blue red. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm tracking, man. And as
these dudes crazy. All right. There you have it. Let me know what you think in the comments. That's Snoopy Badass, formerly of Hollywood, Paru, I believe, Blood Gang. As he said, he'll always be a blood, but as he's not from Hollywood anymore, I don't know. I cannot keep up. Nevertheless, I don't know. Because of the messenger, as I said, maybe some of you may have a problem with some of his statements. Maybe you have a problem with him anyway, regardless of who's saying it. I'm interested to know. Let me know in the comments if Snoopy Badass is making any sense, if he made any sense. Is he throwing Munchie B under the bus because Munchie B had some dealings with his baby mama? Or is he really standing on business? That Munchie B talks too much, exposing blood business. Munchie B is nothing or no one from Inglewood, never has been, and all this. I've never heard that. I mean, I don't know, none of my business, but I've never heard that. It seems like Munchie B gets plenty of respect as a certified Inglewood family blood member. I don't know what happened with him going blind and talking about his big homie did it and he didn't do anything. I don't know anything about that. Not much he can do once he's blind. Somebody else will have to take care of it, The hell? All right, let me know what you think in the comments. That's Snoopy Badass. I'm just covering the fallout, man. They on Munchie B's head. I'm not playing everything about Munchie B because I'm not on Munchie B. I feel like he had a slippage of the tongue. No one is perfect. But to absolve Poetic Flaco because he is a civilian and then attack another blood member, I don't know what beef they may have had before. Him and Munchie B clearly has had some sort of beef before because he calling Munchie B peanut butter and all of this stuff, these rumors. So this is more personal than anything, apparently. But you still taking Poetic Flaco's side, say that that's your gangster. And then, when it comes to Munchie B, you have all of this sour stuff to say about him. Let me know what you think in the comments. Stay safe and stay free, people.